Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth. Ooh, we're in the middle of an airship battle. Okay. Starboard hit! Starboard hit! Our ship won't last much longer. Damn it! Damn it! We're not going down. Requesting assistance from the Nautilus' Western Siege Group. We won't last much longer. How the hell are we gonna take that monster down? The voices coming on over the communicator are filled with fear and panic. Every time an airship is hit in the gas bag, it explodes and fills the night with flames for a moment. Wisps of flame tear through the sky, and the smoke from the explosions clouds the sky. I'm not doing Lupin's voice. You take a 2-minute break to go grab a snack and, can't do Lupin anymore. Damn! I can't bear to listen to this. It seems I'd accidentally left the voice tube open. There's no time for whining. Focus on your piloting. If we fail because we weren't paying attention, it would be pathetic. I know. Ahead port, look out. Got it. I spin the steering wheel to the right, as far as it will go. The ship lurches and quickly swivels to starboard. The ship roars and shakes so violently that I worry it might tear itself apart. Damage reports. The engine's fine. Gas bag's fine. It seems we've lost some exterior components, but the damage is superficial. I heave a deep breath. I check the instruments, then think for a moment and make a decision. All right, taking baby steps is only making us an easy target. We're going to charge right on in. Got it! It's time to reveal our secret weapon then. Everybody hang on. Before Impey finishes talking, the entire airship howls. And we begin to accelerate with such force that I'm almost thrown back. I can't steer like this. What was that? Impey, what did you do to the airship? I told you, I upgraded it. It's ready for battle. I love Impey. I upgraded it. It's difficult to keep the ship level at this incredible speed. One wrong move and we'll fly off in a completely different direction. Gah, you idiot! You need to go easy on the modifications! Huh. This isn't good. The Nautilus has seen us. It's going to attack. Turn! Easier said than done! I try to figure out the best option available to us. It's a bit risky, but this is going to be the only way. Damn! We're going to plow headfirst into the Nautilus. Everybody hang on so you don't get thrown off. Are you serious? I'm sure he is. Why don't we just follow his intuition? Let's see how far our luck takes us. Victor's like, we're gonna die. Seriously? Things are taking a thrilling turn. Don't worry, I have a good track record when it comes to gambling. Yeah, but nothing else. There's no way to avoid it. Everyone prepare for a collision. Where the fuck is Sholmes? I mean, he's on the ship. What is he doing? He's just hiding somewhere? The moment Van Helsing's voice comes through the tube, there's a roar, there's a roaring, and a tremor. From the deck, I can see smoke rising from a number of different places on the ship. The gas bag is on fire! The engine's about had it, too. It's not gonna last. But the Nautilus is right in front of us. Impey, do whatever you did before again. Bring us to max speed. Huh? If we do that now, this ship is gonna fall into pieces. Let it. We just need it to get us to the Nautilus. Lupin shouts into the voice tube. Hello? I shout into the voice tube, and without any response from Impey, the airship begins to accelerate once again. The Nautilus continues to make a show of firing its cannons, even as it fills the entire view in front of... Oh wait, so now we're just not Lupin? Now we're just nobody? Okay, well, whatever. Alright, let's go back. Lupin shouts into the voice tube, and without any response from Impey, the airship begins to accelerate once again. Oh wait, I should do it in another... Lupin shouts into the No, hold on, we need that. You gotta do the announcer voice. Lupin shouts into the voice tube, and without any response from Impey, the airship begins to accelerate once again. The Nautilus continues to make a show of firing its cannons, even as it fills the entire view in front of Lupin. Then... kapow! Can our heroes save the princess? There you go. I just get confused. It doesn't tell me that I'm doing an announcer voice. The end! Shaking. The sound of explosions. I'm sure that's us again. I can only faintly hear them, but the discomfort pulls me out of a warm sleep. I look up at the unfamiliar ceiling and try to remember the situation I've been placed in. We're on the Nautilus, because this is the room. Finis strangled me until I passed out. I can't remember what happened after that. Was it Finis who moved me to this room? It's pulsing. I'm just going to stare at it. I look down at my chest and see the horologium continuing to pulse with light. It's slightly warm and my body feels heavy. I can move. I haven't been restrained and I can move around. When Finis held that pendant near me in the underground facility, Finis had said that he would release me. Yes, release. But at the moment, I have no way of knowing what he meant by that. When the horologium completes its transformation into the Philosopher's Stone, what will happen? Then I noticed that the clothes I had been wearing earlier have been strewn carelessly around me. Did he find it? I hold my throbbing head and search through my clothes. Here it is. Uh-oh. The pill is still inside a pocket where I had put it. But here's the thing. You didn't put it... Oh, okay, right. Never mind. I get what she's saying. I was like... For a second, I was like, wait. But he changed her clothes into the original ones. So she wouldn't have this in a pocket. That's what she's talking about. Okay, that makes sense. So I didn't get it when it's like... You know... The clothes I had been wearing earlier have been strewn carelessly. I thought she meant like the clothes she's wearing, like he stripped her and just threw her clothes around the room. And I was like, what the fuck kind of creepy shit is this? Her original clothes, well, her new clothes that Victor made for her were strewn about the room so she looked through. Man, they think of everything. Like, they think of everything. Because that is a loophole if in a game, movie, anything, she'd be like, oh, I have this in my pocket. And you'd be like, back it on up. You weren't wearing that outfit when you put that in your pocket, so how is it in the pocket of this outfit? Because I highly doubt that they were like, let's put all your shit in your pockets. And you know what I mean? So I'm like, I can't... That tiny little detail is fucking genius. Anyway, the pill is still inside a pocket where I'd put it. It seems that Finis hadn't realized it was there. Omnibus had given it to me, and I've been holding on to it just in case. I hold it in one shaking hand. Omnibus told me that whatever happens, if I take this, it will let me die in comfort. If I can stop their plan by taking my own life. We're about to go down a bad path, guys. Right here, right now. I shake my head. Lupin told me to have faith in him, not believe in him. Or told me to believe in him. And that's what I'm going to do. I know, Tim just really is getting out of hand. I hear another dull sound coming from far away. What is that noise? That's Lupin coming to save... Oh my god, this is why. This is why it's going to be a bad path. Because we're going to be like, I'm going to kill myself, and he's going to rush in at the last second. No! We could have just waited. Guys. Perhaps the Nautilus is being attacked? Is that what it could be? But by who? The government? Or could it be Lupin? Maybe he's here to save me. The thought energizes my spirit. I can't just sit here in silence waiting for death. If Lupin and the others are fighting hard, I need to at least match them in my efforts. Whoa! I hear a huge explosion. This one sounds quite close. That was them literally crashing into the ship. The entire room shakes, and I lose my balance. At that moment, I hear a harsh metallic sound, and the door buckles inward. The lock is exposed as well. It looks like it might snap at any second. Maybe I can... I take a few steps back. Yeah! Just like Van Helsing taught me, I deliver a kick using my full weight and momentum. and I break my foot. The door falls to the floor with a noisy clatter. Good! I cautiously step out into the hall. Wow, it's amazing. The ceiling is high above me. I'm in a huge hallway, and the metallic sounds close by continue to echo. The hall is so wide, 10 people could probably walk down it abreast and still have elbow room. So this is what it's like inside the Nautilus. I need to find a way out. I start walking down the hall, cautiously looking behind me for anyone following. I don't know if it's due to the Nautilus is shaking, or if my condition has worsened. My legs are shaky as I walk on. These tremors and explosions are proof that everyone is fighting hard against the Nautilus. So I need to do whatever I can to stop this ship. Even if it's strong on the outside, there has to be a weak spot in here. And I know Lupin will be coming for me. I'll do what I think is best when I'm waiting for him. That's all I can do. So I'll probably have the option of take the pill or just wait out. Because taking the pill there is a bad path in this chapter, and it's taking the pill, so. Which I thought we were going to have that option right in the room. Like, I'm going to take the pill, and then he would rush in, and now we're like, no, I'm going to wait for him, and then we're going to decide to take the pill later? That seems, I don't know. I searched the interior of the Nautilus, hiding from the technicians as well as any patrolling Twilight soldiers. From observing them, I can tell that they have yet to realize that I've escaped. I sneak into several different rooms and look through them. But I only find things that look like devices used for maintenance or equipment that control some tiny function. I need to find the engine room. Where could it be? Found you, sister. I suddenly hear a voice from behind me. I hastily try to turn around, but I feel a sharp pain in my legs. Before I know it, 2 Twilight soldiers are standing at either side of me. One of them has stabbed me in the legs with his sword. Like, what the fuck? I react with a wordless, gasping scream and crouch down on the spot. What now? Pretending to be in pain? You really are stubborn. You still want to play at being human, don't you? No, it really does. Finis kicks me and I roll on the floor. How many times do I have to tell you? The pain and everything else you feel are all artificial. Come on, sister. Let's go. Finis starts walking. The Twilight soldiers force me to stand up and walk along with them. I endure my gradually worsening dizziness and the heat of the horologium. All I can do is continue walking, following Finis's lead. I'm brought, once again, to the room where Finis's main body sits. Gosh, how could you leave your room without permission? Don't you realize I was worried? Your body no longer belongs to you alone. I don't recall becoming the property of someone else. Your glaring doesn't scare me. You have no choice but to actively cooperate with me. I'll never join you. You need to pay better attention. I said that you don't have a choice. Because at this rate, you will truly become a being that destroys the world. What? So you really didn't know? You could be so dense, sister. What are you talking about? Why are you having such trouble with this? I'm speaking as plainly as I can. I'll never do something like that. And I'll reiterate that your desires don't really matter. Think about it. Would you really believe that the product of a miracle like the horologium could be contained in a doll? The horologium was activated when it came into contact with me, your brother. The heart wants a body, and the body a heart. It's only natural for the two to seek each other out. You and I are, in essence, the two halves of a particular whole. The horologium knows that the body it belongs to is near, and is trying to cast aside its useless fake vessel. This means the horologium has begun losing control and is trying to kill you. But Father granted your body some tolerance to its effects, so of course it won't be wasted so easily. As a result, the poison simply continues to grow more powerful. Stop. Now that I've told you this much, I'm sure even you can imagine what will happen to you. Stop it. Once that miraculous, perpetually poison-creating engine has been released from its restrictions, I don't want to hear it. Victually? I think it's virtually. Virtually every form of life will perish because of your poison. I wanted to live. I was determined to continue living with him. They'll suffer in agony, and still they'll all die. Ah! How? Why? Was all my resistance pointless? Was becoming a monster my only fate given to me from the very beginning? As I scream, Finis's expression becomes one of glee. I don't care what happens to you. It doesn't affect me, and as long as I get a hold of the horologium once it goes out of control, Father will be revived. And if your poison works to swat down all those pesky flies buzzing about the Nautilus, that's less work for me. So no matter what you choose to do, it will only lead to your worst case outcome. Isn't this great? You've been touting this cringe-worthy righteousness all this time. But in the end, all you're good for is causing the slaughter of humans. No. Now, make your choice, sister. Will you become a monster, killing your companions and friends, those you love? Or will you accept your fate and give Father life as a perfect and absolute God? You need to make a decision. If Finis is telling the truth, even if Lupin comes to save me, I would end up killing him, the very person he'd come to help. My hope turns to despair, and my thoughts plunge into terror. I slowly become aware of the small bag in my pocket, the suicide pill that Omnibus gave me. If I take that pill, it would allow me to die before anything even worse can happen. If I die now, the horologium will turn into a normal stone. Isaac and Finis's plan will end in failure. If I die, This is so rough, man. This is so rough. We're gonna get a bad ending. I think this is our third bad ending, but it's not our last. We have one more after this, so take the pill, guys. Oh god, guys. If Finis captures me, I won't even have the option of dying. Then there's only one answer. I yank the bag out of my pocket, and a small gem-like pill falls out of it. Sister, what are you? He senses that something is wrong and reaches for me. However, gulp. I've already swallowed the pill. In the next moment, my vision blurs and my consciousness begins slipping away. Finis is screaming and the area around me darkens. Everything is growing distant. Omnibus wasn't lying when she said my death would be comfortable. Sorry, Lupin. I couldn't wait for you. Oh, that's the worst part! Not that we, decided to die. But the worst part is, I'm sorry I couldn't wait for you. Oh, it's such a dick move, game. But it's all right. My death will help you reach your own true desire. Isaac's plan will fail. My time is up. But at least I was able to do something for Lupin. It makes me happy, even though I know it's selfish. Goodbye, Lupin. That's why I can rest happily. Forever and ever, even after I die, I will love you. That's what we say to somebody else too, right? I think we said that to, well, what's his face when he stabbed us. Damn. That was harsh, man. It was I'm sorry, Lupin, I couldn't wait for you. That was the worst. Okay. Yes. All right. All right, now that that's out of the way. Don't take it. Of course we're not going to take it. We're going to wait for him. Jesus. We're not crazy. I should take it. No, I have to. Even though I understand it intellectually, I can't bring myself to do it. I don't want to die. I don't want to become a monster. I don't want to become a god either. There's only one thing I want. I want to live together with Lupin. Even now, this wish lives on feebly within my heart. Don't you get it? I've told you so many times now that it's impossible for you to live alongside someone else. Ugh, so irritating. How many times do I have to tell you, you defect? Never mind. If you can't choose, I'll do it for you. Finis reaches into a pocket and pulls out a test tube with a strangely colored liquid inside. This solution will dramatically increase the speed of the horologium's transformation. One drop of this will turn you into a monster very, very quickly. Oh god, this is going to be just in time for them to save me, right? You would let the world be destroyed while you selfishly rot away in despair. That is what you get for finding love, even though you're a monster like me. Finis shouts as a drop of the solution falls onto my skin. Ooh, I thought he was going to be just in time for someone to, like, stop him. Fuck. Maybe we should go back and take the pill. Ah! I scream in pain. My chest burns. It really does feel like I'm on fire. It's hot. It's hot! So hot! The sensation is akin to having molten iron poured onto my chest. It feels like my body is forcibly rearranging itself from the inside. Stop! The pain makes me realize that soon I'll become a monster. Those who are fighting so desperately outside, and those who are watching the battle unfold in London, even Lupin who's coming to save me, I'm going to kill them all. Stop! Please, someone, make it stop! Someone! I cry out in terror and try to hold in the light of the horologium with my hands. But my attempt is cut short in an unexpected way. The globe, the device that is Finis's main body, begins to emit an even stronger light as it fills the room with a roaring sound. Look at it, sister! Father is about to awaken! His form is no longer incomplete. He's perfect. Yes, Father is going to awaken as a perfect and complete being. Father is going to be revived here and now to become an absolute god. Finis, your voice. Amazing. This is amazing. It feels so good, so comforting. Father's essence is filling this vessel, eating away at my existence. Seriously, Finis, that's fucked. Father, I'm finally one with you. His voice is filled with delight as he falls to his knees, raising both arms high. Father. Then he stops moving like a puppet whose strings have been severed. Finis? As I stare fixedly at him, I notice that the pain in my chest has subsided. The silence that follows continues for some time, and I stand there alone. Oh, he's glowing. Good morning, Spacey, my precious heart. Then the silence is shattered. It's not Finis. The voice contains a gentleness that he never had, and an intimidating tone that makes me shudder. You're... Including my short awakening earlier, this would be the second time we've been reunited. Allow me to formally introduce myself. Isaac Beckford. Oh, my name is Beckford. Isaac Beckford. Again, why did you let Tim type? So he's finally risen. My father, the man of science who invented a disaster that will spread tragedy and madness throughout the world. It was a long road. So much time and sacrifice was needed to come this far. But finally, my ideals can finally be realized. This world will continue to evolve forever under the guidance of my thoughts and science. For that to happen... Metallic tendrils stretch towards me from the bottom of the device, just like they did at St. Paul's. You know, like an hour ago would have been great for Lupin to show up, like, because this is like... This is taking a little bit too long. We're still not even in chapter 13. Come, my beloved daughter. The horologium, your heart, must be sacrificed to me. We shall destroy this worthless world together and bring forth a new creation. No! The wires forcibly wrapping around my arms strike fear within me. Father is going to consume me. God is going to consume me. God is going to kill me. I want to live with him. Help. Help me. Help, Lupin. You got it. Yay! You're a little bit fucking late, though. I'm just saying. I think I'm hearing things. What? But reality begins moving once more, and the smoke fills my vision. I see a single figure wavering in a world of white. Mademoiselle, can you hear me? It's almost like that fated night when he first came into my life. I do have a confession to make. My purpose for being out here on this night is you, dear lady. I have come to take you away. Now, don't you fret, mademoiselle. I am here to rescue you from the hands of this machine, and with great style. Watch. I hear the sound of the outstretched wires twanging as something forcefully pushes them away. Tears spill from my eyes. No, I'd almost forgotten. This man who always takes me away from any sadness and pain. You can't just half CG us. The world's greatest gentleman thief. Look at how happy she looks. But she still looks kind of derpy in that. That's like, they put all the effort into drawing the guys and everything, and then they just make her face kind of like her nose and mouth look really wrong, but it's okay. We're looking at him. The man I love. Who are you? Those boots are so fucking cute, dude. Gentleman thief Arsène Lupin at your service. I'll be stealing her away from you, Dr. Beckford. Lupin. Lupin! Sorry I'm late. There was a lot I had to deal with. But now that I'm here, there's nothing to worry about. The chances of Arsène Lupin failing a job are always 0. You know what? I'm gonna let him have that. So we finally meet, Isaac. That's quite an entrance for a petty thief. Hand her over if you want to live. The horologium is mine. Ha! Don't make me laugh. Have you ever heard of a thief who willingly gave back what he stole? I see. Then I must take her back by force. As he says this, several more wires shoot towards us once again. Lupin. Lupin, you're no match against him. It was never my intention to fight. This dashing thief's specialty is dashing. Lupin scoops me up into his arms, then turns his back on Isaac and begins to run. Huh! You think you can get away? Lupin! The exit is closing! He has no time to respond and simply pistons his legs like a gazelle. Our bodies soar through the air. A second later, the heavy doors slam shut behind us with a merciless thud. I'm glad you're safe. I was concerned, you know? Yes. Partly because I'm proud, but more because I'm so relieved. More tears start flowing without warning. Thank you. Thank you, Lupin. For coming for me. A face like yours isn't suited for tears. If you're going to thank me, say it with a smile. Right. I give him a slight nod and wipe the tears away with my hand. Thank you, Lupin. This time, I'm able to smile. Oh, now we're on the last chapter! Oh no! A high-pitched noise rings throughout the ship. The entire ship shakes from time to time in small bursts between the sounds, and I hear explosions going off in the distance. Is that sound an alarm warning us of the ship's destruction? Or is it going off because I've escaped Isaac's clutches? All I know is that the shrill sound is robbing me of my composure. I've desperately tried to keep up with Lupin as he runs, but now I'm reaching my limit, especially because we're slowly falling apart. Nausea and dizziness, headache and chills. The horologium is heating up and my vision starts to blur. Lupin looks at me with concern, and I shake my head silently in response. It's all right. I'm fine. He continues to stare at me as I take ragged, shallow breaths. Okay, so here's the interesting about this part. I just gotta pause for a second. So I'm looking at the things. The first choice we get is what gives us, it goes down either the good path or the normal end. So you know the normal end is never fucking good because somebody's gonna die. Then the second choice option in this is what leads us to the last bad path. So I think what we're gonna do is pick the good answer for the first question. And then the second one, that's when we'll do the bad ending. We'll come back to the first question after we do the bad ending, go down the normal path, and then come back and finish the good path. It'll be a little disjointed and weird, but all the other paths we've had, you do all the bad paths, and then your last choice is, okay, well, let's do the normal path. Okay, now we go back, and that choice is what defines the normal or the good. That's not how this one works, though. So, yeah. He quickly lifts me into his arms. Well, I mean, we could always do the normal ending and then do the bad ending and then do the good one. I mean, I guess. Because the normal ending is never really good. So, you know what, let's just do that. We'll do the normal ending first. Then we'll do the last bad ending. Then we'll do the good ending. I don't know, we'll figure out when we get there. When we get there, I'll make a decision. I can't make decisions, you know this. What, Lupin, you won't be able to run fast carrying me. You'll get caught too. Don't underestimate this gentleman thief. There's no way I'm going to let you keep running when you're so obviously not fit to. It's just like Lupin to say something like this, and I smile. Lupin skillfully avoids anyone else on board, and we continue moving. For now, it doesn't seem like anyone has seen us. All right, so far so good. First, we'll need to meet up with everyone, then make our escape. Is everyone else here too? Yep, they all have their own reasons for coming along, but they're all worried about you. I nod at his kind speech. I feel a tiny warmth in the bottom of my heart. Then, at the same time, this warmth helps me make a certain decision. With a ship this big, there's got to be some kind of an escape craft somewhere. I interrupt Lupin as he speaks. Lupin, I want you to let me down. Don't worry, I'm fine. His kind words make it all the more painful, and I squeeze his arm slightly. Please, let me down. He must have noticed my serious tone of voice. He slowly puts me down. His look is questioning and silent, and I open my mouth to speak. This is probably the choice. There's something I want to tell you. I know there isn't much time, but I fall quiet for a while, dreading having to say these words. The Nautilus shakes yet again. There's probably still an intense battle raging outside. Many people are trying to bring down the Nautilus, and my friends are trying to save me. They're all fighting a desperate battle against this flying fortress. Thank you for coming to save me. When I finally do speak, the words that come out are painfully plain. I was so happy to see you again, it moved me to tears. But I look straight into his eyes, and though my voice almost gives way, I'm able to speak with strength. I can't come with you. I feel the heat of the horologium. This sinister heat will soon change me into a force that will destroy the world. What are you talking about? He looks at me with an expression that borders on annoyance. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna go down the, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down the normal path first, because... Oh, wait. All right, hold on. I'm reading the options. So, if we tell him, I can't let him know I'll become a monster, that leads us to the good ending. Then we have one more choice, where that choice is the difference between the good ending or the bad ending. The second answer for the second choice, if we tell him I can't tell him the reason, also leads to the second choice. You make the same answer to lead to the normal. So this is the different. This choice right here leads you down either the normal or the good path. This is the normal path. This is the good path. The second choice, after you choose the same answer, and that leads you, depending on this one, the good or normal. That's where it splits. So it's weird though, because it's usually, this would be leading us down still on the good path, and then we have the bad path option, and then the last choice is the thing. So I think what we'll do, I'm gonna do the normal path. Then when we get to the second choice, we'll do the bad ending. We'll come back, finish the normal path, and then we'll end on... We're going to end on the good path, but we'll just have to skip from here through the rest of the game for the good path, which it's just a little bit more than we normally do because it's usually just the last choice that makes a difference. So I'm going to do the normal path. We saved this, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, that's right. We did save it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I can't tell him the reason. So we're going to go on the normal ending. I can't tell you why. I'm sorry. That's not good enough. You need to at least give me a reason. He looks right at me. Spacey, tell me, what's on your mind? I can't. There's no way that I can get away with not telling him the truth. The horologium's poison. It's going to become much, much stronger. Incomparably stronger than it is now. I guess the difference is because we're like, I can't tell you, and like, I don't want to tell you I'm going to become a monster. It's just a slight difference in how we, like, I can't tell you. You don't trust me, so one of us is going to die. Or like, I totally trust you. I don't want you to know I'm going to be a monster. Baby, I'll save you. And then we live happily ever after. It's really awkward. It's a very slight distinction. And one of us is going to die. But anyway. Lupin simply listens in silence as I desperately try to explain. I struggle to put together the words, and if I say nothing now, then I'll never be able to say it. It would become too strong. I have to stop speaking to pause mid-sentence. It's not just because of the dizziness or pain I'm feeling. It's because part of me still wishes that I didn't have to say it. It would become so strong that it would kill everything near me. I want to stop talking and just run off with Lupin. The strong longing almost makes me shut my mouth, but I fight that feeling and continue. And when I say everything near me, I don't just mean a few meters around me. It means everyone fighting the Nautilus, and everyone waiting back in London. I'm afraid to look in his eyes, and look down to avoid finding out what he might be thinking right now. It would involve all of them. My voice begins to waver slightly. I wanted him to come to my rescue. I wanted him to steal me away from my life, just like when we first met, so the two of us could run off somewhere together. But that's exactly why... Thank you for coming for me. Not just this time. Thank you for staying by my side through everything. I don't want to lose the person I love because of me, so I selfishly try to distance myself. I was able to become human thanks to you. I try my best to put on a smile, to say these parting words. Goodbye, my thief. Oh. All I get in response is a prolonged silence. I take one step back, then another, slowly walking away to the distant sound of battle. Then in the moment when I've completely turned my back on him... CG. Oh, no, okay. Lupin firmly pulls me close, as if to negate everything I'm trying to do. What do you think you're doing, making all these decisions on your own? Goodbye. Don't make me laugh. If the horologium's going to go out of control, then I have to do something about it, even if it costs me my life. I told you, my feelings for you are real. Don't you negate my feelings. I love him, he's so dramatic. So what if there's poison, or you'll become a monster? It doesn't mean a thing. I love you. He's like angry at it. I like he's angry, like, I love you, goddammit. Oh, so cute. He holds me even tighter now. And it's only human nature to risk your life for the woman you love. Again, real men would never do this. And then he quietly exhales a long, silent breath. Instead of giving everything up on your own, try to trust me more, you big doofus. There's a soft thump as Lupin lightly bumps me on the top of my head with his fist, with a smile as if he might start crying at any moment. That's so cute. Don't be an idiot. Aw. But Lupin, I don't want to hear it. Just let me handle it. Look carefully. Think carefully. What do you think is standing before you? Or who do you think is standing before you? Lupin looks me in the face, locking his eyes with mine, then makes a grand gesture and takes a step away. Then he strikes a heroic pose. Love him. I am the Arsène Lupin, the magnificent gentleman thief, renowned around the entire world. He smiles at me. He's fucking adorable. So believe me, I'm going to steal you away, no matter what. Lupin. There's a sudden booming sound. Before I can comprehend what it is, Lupin collapses on the spot. That wasn't supposed to happen. No, we had another choice to make. Wait. Yeah, okay. I make sure I did read that. Lupin collapses on the spot. What? A red puddle begins to spread beneath him. I knew someone was gonna die. It's always them. It's always our boys. It was only us in Victor's path. Lupin! I try to rush to his side, but Twilight soldiers appear out of hiding and grab my arms. Let go of me! Lupin! The soldiers are strong, and no matter how much I struggle, I cannot break free. I found you, sister. I look around to find the origin of the strange voice. Are you Finis or Isaac? I'm confused. And I see Finis standing there, tossing aside a smoking gun. You really are useless. Father finally accomplished a complete awakening. We can't have his fuel source run off before its job is done. Thanks to you, Father must rest for some time again. Finis! Tell your Twilight underlings to back off! I need to help Lupin. Why? There's no point. Isn't he already dead? That's not... Fine. I'll make sure you never have to worry about him again. Finis picks the gun up off the floor and points it at Lupin. No! What? What are you doing? Stop it, Finis! I beg him, screaming, but to no avail as Finis takes a glance at me. Oh, then I hear another gunshot. Oh, Jesus. The sound echoes over and over, and I shock even myself with the intensity of my own scream. So you don't have to worry anymore. No! Lupin! Lupin! I mean, I knew that he was gonna die or we were gonna die. I knew this was gonna happen because we're on the normal path, but I mean, we had one more choice to go. What the fuck? I wasn't expecting him to die so soon. There's so much blood. I feel the strength leave my body as I look down at the horrible sight. Regret whirls in my mind. If only I'd been able to say goodbye sooner. If only I'd gone off on my own sooner, Lupin wouldn't have had to die. If only I hadn't wanted to have a life with him. Let's go, sister. The half-broken Finis invites me to come along. I no longer have the strength to resist. I find it hard to believe he's not dead and, like, gonna come up. Just as Lupin is shot right before Spacey's eyes, a different story is coming to its conclusion in another part of the Nautilus. Announcer voice. We finally found it! You can count on me, the genius engineer. I found our target in a flash. They stand in the Nautilus' central engine room. This place, located in the center of the ship, is what they've been looking for. Impey's objective is to take back the gravity alleviator. Sorry, I'm not reading into my announcer voice. I failed. Whatever. Victor is to destroy the Zicterium weapon. They're up against Nemo, the keeper of these objects, as well as 10 Twilight soldiers. The two are currently in the middle of a confrontation with them. How convenient that the two men most closely linked to me would end up together in the same place. I didn't miss you, Nemo. Your brains and your skill. What do you say to putting those things to good use right here with me? I mean, the world would not be able to handle that. The future I envision is marvelous. Master Isaac will return. The world will be revolutionized and everything will change. Why don't we show this pathetic world the brilliance of science together? I can't do his voice anymore. It really fucking hurts. While Nemo speaks animatedly, Victor responds coolly. Science isn't for creating tragedy. I'm sorry, but I can't cooperate with you. If you intend on using Zicterium again, I'll have to force you to stop. Yeah, no thanks for me too. My device isn't for flying some worthless weapon like this. It's meant to propel hopes and dreams. It's for reaching the moon. Everyone has their own past, their own reasons. Oh, I know we've seen it, and it's not like this would be a shock in the game, but I just love that they're bringing the cutie bit. Oh, promises exchanged with someone. Vows made to themselves. And although their objectives may be different, Victor and Impey stand before their enemy, both with unwavering purpose. Grr! You're turning me down? Rejecting me? Unfortunate, most unfortunate. The magnificence of science and the foolishness of this world. I thought I could share this sentiment with you. I'm really curious as the actual voice they gave him, but... As Nemo shouts in frustration, more Twilight soldiers rush in. Victor and Impey stand ready to fight. Let's do this, Impey. We can't lose this battle no matter what. You got it. Let's show them what happens when they cross the two greatest minds in all the world. They start running, moving perfectly in synchronization. Away from his comrades, Saint Germain is standing alone on the outer hull of the Nautilus. He is filled with certainty. He is sure that in this great battle, his own role is quite different from those of his teammates. For Saint Germain's enemies are not the likes of Finis, Nemo, or even Isaac. His enemies are, in a way, even more difficult to deal with than Isaac. They are the guides of destiny, the controllers of history, idea. She's here. He notices something high above him, cutting its way through the night sky. But I thought he was helping them to be able to bring down Isaac, and they weren't going to kill Spacey, so why is he fighting Idea in this path? You know what I mean? Because he doesn't want what Isaac is doing either, but the whole point of his battle with Idea was because he didn't want us to die. He didn't want them to kill Spacey, right? They've agreed that they won't. So why is he fighting them in this path? I guess that's my confusion, because in this it kind of seems like, well, they're going to get what they want. We're going to take down Isaac and they're not going to kill her, so that's cool. Unless he just wants out and they won't let him out. I don't know. He darts out of the way as a strangely shaped sword smashes into the spot where he'd been standing a moment before. I mean, that's obviously Guinevere, but... I just like the fact that they're rehashing CGs that we've already seen. Could we get new ones, maybe? I'm just saying. Then a knight in gleaming armor appears as if melting out of the darkness. It is the beauty Guinevere, who in the past led the Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur to destruction. The strongest apostle in all of Idea stands before him, ready to stop him with all her might. You claim outwardly that you will save her, then destroy everything in the chaos of the battle. This has the stink of omnibus all over it. Yes, but I must defeat you before that can happen. If we allow you to roam free, you'll try to get in our way, won't you? He nods at her quiet question. I can't do her voice right anymore. You know me too well. Do you intend to repeat the mistake you made with the Black Plague? Her accusation brings back the memories of that hell in his mind, the hell he himself had created. But I don't believe that to be the reason enough to give myself up. You one-sidedly decide that something is a mistake, then excise it from the world. I don't believe that your decisions are absolute. Is that the conclusion you've arrived at? I envy you. I still haven't been able to figure it out. Guinevere begins running at Saint Germain, clearly indicating that the discussion is over. See, this is what Tim is good at, the little light flashy things of the battles. Just stop letting him type things. Saint Germain swings his own blade wide to block her attack. The two collide. Van Helsing stares at the person in front of him, keenly aware of the pain in his arm as he breathes shallowly. The figure leaning against the wall has a satisfied smile, despite the deep wound he has sustained. Oh, here we go. I'm impressed. I'd intended to distract you with multiple soldiers and strike at you while they had your attention, but I underestimated you. You and the skills that I had developed in you. Van Helsing narrows his eyes slightly. He's still stricken by disbelief. Is it really true? What? Everything. Everything you just said. Yes, of course. So it's kind of funny because we go down their paths, right? And now the bow, it just keeps getting fancier and bigger and more beautiful. It's amazing. Because obviously they don't need to rehash everything because we've played all the routes, right? We've played them all, so we know what's going on. We know Impey needs the gravity alleviator. We know Victor's issues with the Zicterium. We know Van Helsing's I am just curious as to why still, I mean, because I feel like, well, so I guess Omnibus was going to kill Spacey anyway, and Sage Raid's like, nah, go fuck that shit. So, I mean, I guess, but I feel like that's almost not, I mean, yeah, I guess. It just didn't seem as much like that's really what it would be. I don't know, I just kind of, but I mean, I guess, because the conflict kind of works, because that's kind of what the conflict was like, oh yeah, no, you've got to kill her. What, no, you don't want to kill her? Well, we're going to kill you. Oh, you're going to save her? Oh, okay. So, I mean, sure. Sure. It makes them still shady. Yes, of course. And you've been lying. Oh, and you've been lying to me this entire time. That it was you who took my family hostage and not Finis. That's correct. The gun in his hand trembles. He resists with great difficulty in giving in to his anger and pulling the trigger. You should do it, though. Why? Why did you have to go so far? What do you want from me? I suppose I want someone who understands me when it all comes down to it. Someone who understands you. Nobody has ever understood me. I know that I am evil, and no one in this world will ever understand how I feel. I was lonely, Abraham. I wanted a companion. That's creepy. That's insane. You tricked me just for that? And made me kill the vampires? For something as petty as that? You killed my family? Van Helsing's shout echoes through the room. As the ensuing silence sets in, Alistair smiles. Ha ha! Just kill me, Abraham. Kill a man with no will to fight. Not out of self-defense, but out of sheer hatred. Alistair looks at Van Helsing, his eyes filled with a quiet hope. When your hands are tainted with blood, I'm sure you'll finally understand. You'll know how I felt in my loneliness and my sadness. No, because we're going to love him. We're going to be a nice little harem. It's great. Van Helsing stares at Alistair. His finger tenses on the trigger of his gun. Finally, he lowers his weapon. Are you going to kill me? Leave. Don't you hate me? I can never return to those who trust me if I dirty my hands with your blood. That's all. Alistair slowly shuts his eyes, then heaves a long sigh before he speaks again. I'm disappointed, Van Helsing. I was so close. Now I'm all alone again. Because if Van Helsing had opted to kill him, it would have awakened and he would have become evil. Because that's what happened in Van Helsing's path, right? So Alistair begins walking away, dragging his wounded body. He turns his back on Van Helsing, leaving himself completely unprotected, as if begging to be shot in the back. Was the decision he made correct? Was he right to choose those close to him now instead of revenge? Yes. Van Helsing has no way of knowing the answers to his questions. Yes, he was. We know the answers. Oh, Van Helsing will give you hugs later. I do like how they show everybody else. They kind of like wrap up all their little... As the sounds of explosions echo in the distance, a dull numbness takes over his broken limbs. All this takes place within the enormous flying fortress, the Nautilus. Alistair drags himself down the shuddering hallway. Ha ha! You really got me there. The battle earlier. There's no mistake in what he's feeling. Broken bones, wounds inflicted in the confrontation. More explosions go off in the distance. The British forces are continuing their attacks despite the great disparity in the power between them and the Nautilus. Perhaps the Queen's fleet is being protected by some mysterious power. Their persistence gets even a retreat like a realist like Alistair to consider irrational options. I wonder what Isaac intends to do about this situation. The genius scientist, Isaac Beckford, the man who single-handedly turned Britain into the world's greatest military nation. Alistair decided to work for him from the first time he'd heard the man's ideas. Isaac plans to spread everlasting hatred throughout the world. It's a great evil that not even the worst villains in history were able to pull off. To think that he would be able to witness this feat coming to fruition within his own lifetime. Ah, truly brilliant. That's why he cannot let anything stand in the way of his triumph. He must eliminate anyone who tries to stand in Isaac's way. Once the intruders have been eliminated, I would love to see it. A beautiful world filled with endless terror and chaos. I'm really confused as to who's saying this, but I'm just going to say, I cannot believe that evil and justice are two sides to the same coin. Even as the battle rages outside, a sudden voice interrupts Alistair's reverie. The definitions of evil and good change greatly depending on the time and place. Goes without saying that what is seen as justice on one side may very well be evil to another. However, the voice stops for a moment. Is it Omnibus? No, someone... Alistair quietly raises his head and turns his gaze on the figure walking towards him. However, in this world, there are those who could be considered absolute evil, equally evil in the eyes of every society. And that's what you are, Jimmy Alistair. Or perhaps I should refer to you by the name that's more familiar to me. Oh, it's Holmes! Sholmes! Oh! Snap! I didn't see that coming. I forgot Sholmes was even fucking with us. I should have known it was him. James Moriarty. That is great. Never even occurred to me. Nope, didn't. Even with Sherlock Holmes, Sholmes. Oh, snap, that's good, I like it. James Moriarty, a criminal mastermind who appears in this game under a false identity. He selected Van Helsing to become his ultimate apprentice and destroyed everything around him. I totally forgot fucking Sholmes was with us. I was like, who's showing up to talk to... I didn't think I'd run into a familiar face in a place like this. Alistair looks at the man standing there with surprise. Then he greets him quietly, like welcoming an old, familiar friend. I wonder how long it's been since I saw you last. Quite a while, detective. It's been so long that I'd assumed you died. Ha! I couldn't die without capturing my main suspect. That's how detectives are. Alistair's lips twist into a smile. So you followed me up into the sky all this way just to come after me. They just called him Sherlock Holmes, not Herlock Sholmes. Detective Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective appearing under an assumed name. He is searching for a man with whom he shares a deep connection. So wait. James Moriarty was going by the name Jimmy Alistair. Okay. Sherlock Holmes used an assumed identity of Herlock Sholmes and thought no one would figure that out. I thought you were supposed to be smart. Anyway, we're at an hour, and I probably should have stopped before the mystery figure popped out. But now I'm just going to leave you pondering Herlock Sholmes is Sherlock Holmes. I mean, we knew this because in the, where Arsène Lupin was, a character created by an author, and they wanted to use Sherlock Holmes, and Arthur Conan Doyle was like, actually, it might have been his estate, because he might not have been alive at the time. I don't remember, I don't know, but he was like, no. So they changed the character's name to Herlock Sholmes. That's why his name is Herlock Sholmes. But I think it's funny because he's really supposed to have been Sherlock Holmes, and now they're really, rubbing your face in that, see, you didn't know. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. But I just think it's funny that he's like, I'm going to change my name and go by an assumed name of Herlock Sholmes. No one will figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.